how important is braking in a Formula One car? It's the part where there's probably the most fear. You press the pedal, the car has to stop, or you're going to have a very, very big accident. My name is Mark Ellis, and I'm the Performance Director here at Mercedes-AMG Petronas. Braking in an F1 car is intrinsically very similar to a road car. We have disc brakes all round, much like most road cars do. And as we can see here, we've got some brake components that effectively sit just inside the wheel here. We have this carbon fibre brake rotor, which is effectively attached to the wheel, and a brake caliper. 6 pistons in this caliper squeeze the pads together that rub against the disc, causing the friction that absorbs the energy, slows the car down. In Formula One, the materials are carbon fibre composite, which is an aerospace material originally developed for the nose cones of ballistic missiles, strangely enough. And the main reason for that is that the energies in stopping a Formula One car are so much higher than a road car. The temperatures of these discs, certainly on the front axle, get up to well over 1,000 degrees C, that causes this to glow red hot. On the cars, we have a brake-by-wire system on the rear axle where that's effectively computer controlled by the energy recovery system that's driven through the rear axle and into the power unit, that's balancing the energy recovery that's used to deploy and make the car go fast up the straight. The braking system, whilst it's designed to cope with very high energy and very high speeds, is a very simple system in terms of there's no ABS like almost every road car has on the road these days. So the driver is always on the balance of locking either a front wheel or a rear wheel all the way into the corner. Obviously that's why they get paid large amounts of money. And that's very critical. So the feel the driver has through the brake pedal and through the steering wheel of those wheels locking is very critical to a fast lap time. Between Nico and Lewis is that the braking affects the handling of the car as we go into the corner. So the drivers have a particular preference about exactly how the car feels in terms of turning the car. And we can affect that with the brake balance. So we can put more brakes on the rear, which will enable the car to slide more into the corner, a bit more like a rally driver might handbrake the car. There are subtle differences between the two in terms of making the car exactly stable how they want it on the way in. In Mexico, being at over 2,000 meters means the air is much less dense, which affects the drag and the downforce of the car. That will mean that speeds that we'll reach on the main straight in Mexico will be around about 360 kilometers an hour. With such high speeds and with low downforce, then brakes are paramount. So we have some very, very big stops, so very high energy, very high temperatures being developed, and also there's lots of slow corners around in the complex parts of the circuit that will require more finesse on the brake. So we have to balance absorbing maximum energy for the big stops, but giving the driver the maximum feel in the more twiddly parts of the circuit. How important is braking in a Formula One car? Well, it's almost everything.